Okay, next thing. I wanted to alert everybody to a sound to listen out for in the coming couple of weeks throughout October. Have a listen to this one. That's a recording I made at home in the back garden. I apologise for the background noise in that. That's the sound of the common Koel, or sometimes I've heard it called the Eastern Koel or the Pacific Koel. I don't know, but the Koel. A number of us in the Highland will be familiar with that call. It's another cuckoo.
Endless.
It goes on and on and
It's a cuckoo, isn't it?
It is another cuckoo. It's another one that has returned from warmer climes in Indonesia, PNG.
New Guinea, it comes from, and also Indonesia up that way.
Yeah.
And it comes every summer. And where I live, it sits in my neighbour's mulberry tree.
They love mulberries.
Oh, well, who doesn't? But it's only made, that sound's only made by the male.
That's right.
And the male is luring the female to come be my love.
Yeah.
And of course, if you sit in a mulberry tree, it's a very good ploy.
Yeah, true.
Very good ploy indeed. So he doesn't go anywhere; he just sits there for like 3 months over the summer months, and the women just flock in.
Yeah, it's
very
really
smart.
Interesting, isn't it? Yeah. It's really interesting to watch. I believe they also like fig trees, but I have a mulberry at my place, and the Koel comes into that tree, and I just think it's remarkable. Like, I can't prove this, but my belief or my understanding is that the very same male is coming back to my place.
I have the same
every
theory.
year.
I have the same theory, but last year the mulberries weren't good.
No, my tree's not.
And
so
I
hot.
felt so sorry for him because he must have come and gone, look at this
What
shambles.
is going? That's right.
Shambles because of all the wet.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not sure my
tree's
tree's going to come good this year.
He was there briefly. What about yours?
Oh, no, he hung around, but I've also got figs. So that might be something. Well. So the cuckoo, as we discussed last month, if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to that episode. This is another cuckoo. This cuckoo, the common Koel, he will put his, or she puts her egg into the nest of various different hosts. I think that the wattlebird is one of the hosts. Yeah. I think ravens can be a Koel host. There's actually quite a few, but I'm just having a mint. I've actually read that they will also even go put their egg into a magpie lark's nest, and let that host bird, the same as we discussed last month, keep the egg warm, incubate it, and wait until it's fledged, and then the parents will come and collect the fledgling. Now I've read a few different reports about this. So I understand that the Koels are not monogamous, that the male comes down on his own and just calls and calls and calls until some female comes by to mate with him. And I've actually seen the pair come and collect the fledgling and fly off with them. But I've read reports online that the fledgling actually flies north after the parents. So I don't really know what's going on there, but the fledgling does fly north in the first year, and they put a tracker on a Koel. Or no, it was a banded bird. A bird banded in Sydney was resighted in PNG 2,900 k's from the banding site in Sydney.
Wow.
So the fledgling in its first year just pops out of the nest. I don't know how long it hangs around here, but not long, and then flies right back up north.
And if you're looking for them, they're easy a male's easy to hear.
Very easy to hear.
But
not so
hard
easy to see.
Yeah. So you can actually track it if you just take the time to do it. You can follow that sound. You will inevitably end up on a fairly big tree.
Yeah.
And then you will inevitably look up, because it usually sits pretty high.
Yes, they'd like that.
And the male is a beautiful glossy black.
Yes, it's kind of a satiny bluey black almost, isn't it? And they have a really bright red eye.
The red eye, and once you've seen the red eye, you're there. You can be sure that is a male.
It's nobody
Koel.
else. Yeah.
But the female, have you seen the females?
Yeah, she's a different
Totally
bird.
different.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know that they were related.
No, that's
but
right.
she's gorgeous.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
she's speckled and striated. She's brown and white. She's got streaks and dots and camouflaged, as makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
And just a magnificent plumage.
Yeah.
Isn't
yeah,
it?
they're
Magnificent.
gorgeous.
The patterns on it, it's like
she's
wallpaper.
lovely. Yes, that's a good description.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably enough information about Koels for now, but keep your ears peeled because in my experience,
Your eyes are peeled.
My bird.
Your eyes are peeled.
And do they have a trunk? Keep your ears peeled. The Koels, I reckon my guy will be back by the end of October. We'll see. I'll report back for the November show.
Everything's happening a bit early this year. So
yeah, we'll see what we get. So speaking of Koels, that was another update. My personal Koel has returned to our street. He's sitting up there in the mulberry tree and, as you're describing, frequently gets hammered by other birds who just don't want him to be around. But nevertheless, he's calling away. I'm yet to see a female arrive, but it won't be long.